Hello and welcome back to another episode of Spawn Trap's Hit Pause MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse podcast that will not try to gaslight you or kill you. I am Till. I'm joined once again by Jordan.
One.
We have been going through these every week for each episode of Secret Invasion. The new episode is out. We haven't watched it yet. We've been waiting to do this podcast. So this is going to be a short podcast because we want to watch the finale and then talk about it. But I took a couple notes. You have some stuff you want to talk about. We're only going to be talking about Secret Invasion episode 5 here. So we're not talking about the finale yet. We are live on Twitch. I should have the chat open if anybody's watching, but please no spoilers. And there is a new trailer for the Marvels, but we're not talking about that yet. We'll save that.
Okay.
Save that for the next one. So this is just for this episode. This is a spoiler podcast. Unfortunately, I don't want to endorse watching anything at this point of time. We're not gonna say go watch anything. There are 2 strikes going on right now, and as part of those strikes, they are watching what YouTubers are doing specifically. Now, we are not part of any we're not part of anything. We're not part of any labor unions or anything like that. We don't even get paid for this. We're doing this for fun. We don't consider ourselves influencers. You can look at our numbers if you don't believe us. I have no intention of joining anything. I don't know about anybody else, so I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I also don't want to ruin things for anybody. So we're not gonna promote and say, hey, go watch something. We're just strictly talking about and reviewing the content that we want to watch and talk about. So,
Mm-hmm.
Secret Invasion episode 5.
I will say this was my favorite episode so far.
I don't know what my favorite is. The show
Like
is
I
kind
think,
of like it clumps together for me.
yeah, I like this one because it answered a lot of questions that I had like throughout the show. So it was really
That's fair.
nice because I think we were wondering like where all these samples came from,
Mm-hmm.
and in this episode, it was answered to us that Nick Fury harvested
Yeah.
uh, a bunch of blood that was spilt on Earth in the Battle of Endgame and Infinity War. I can only assume, or at least Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
And they were collecting samples of all the, I guess, Avengers or Warriors, whoever was
Yeah, there's a
basically
lot,
fighting.
literally everybody
Yeah,
that's there.
yeah. He even said even Carol Danvers, which is
Even carry
crazy.
on.
But
Yeah.
the only thing I was wondering in this, I was like, can you actually like get powers from every single person's DNA? Because I don't feel like it would just like it should just work that easily. Some people's got powers because it bonded with their DNA, and it was like Carol Danvers, she
Yeah.
got powers because of a battery that exploded, and it just luckily didn't kill her, and it mixed well with her DNA. So I feel like you can't just take that from her. I don't know.
This is a show with liquid trackers and face changing technology within a universe of aliens, magic, and talking raccoons. So I'm
That's
not going to question anything on how stuff works.
yeah. I will say I was happy that Nick Fury used that like face changing that like weird skin whatever they call it, the widow's cowl thing or whatever
Yeah.
it was they had. That was cool to use that because I was like, man, we've seen people face change in
Hmm.
this a lot that weren't aliens, so I was happy to actually see that come out. So
Yeah, it shows up every once in a while. It showed up in Falcon Winter Soldier in a scene I felt was unnecessary to have that. But also there was a tease, a little bit of foreshadowing. We're probably going to see more of that going forward because he mentioned that there's a new one that
yeah,
disguises your entire look.
yeah,
Um,
entire body, not just
yeah,
your face. Yeah.
that's not the only thing we saw from Black Widow in this.
I'm trying to
If
think
you
of what else.
know, you might might not have been aware unless you because it's been a while since the movie came out.
Yeah.
So I don't remember the character or the actor's name, but Nick Fury at some point gets a private jet or a private plane
Oh, the
from the guy who
yeah,
helped
yeah.
Black Widow get stuff in that movie.
Sorry, I was thinking of like a device or something, or
Uh,
like a technology. Yeah, that guy. I was so happy to see him back. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
it's cool that he helps Fury out too. That was cool to see him again.
Uh, yeah,
Forget his name.
I'm gonna go through some notes here as
Yeah.
well. I feel like Gravik's plan is stupid.
So, yeah, it's not great.
Like, it's like what's his plan really? It's just hey, wake up the president. We're gonna tell him where our people are, so that and convince him to bomb it, so that way the Russians think they're attacking and start World War III. So they're gonna sacrifice their own people.
Yeah.
Um, and
I
he thinks that Nick Fury is gonna like do whatever to stop him from doing that.
I'm at this point. I feel like Gravik's real plan is just to keep injecting himself with as many cool samples as he can get, so he can make himself the ultimate like super
Yeah,
scroll, and like all this extra stuff behind the scenes of creating World War III is just like his like, it's my backup plan. Like if I can't have all the powers and you know retake this Earth myself,
yeah,
then my backup plan is to have humans nuke themselves. That's like his backup plan. I did like that we got to see a lot of Gravik's people also not happy with what he's doing. Like he's like, creating an abomination
yeah.
himself and all that. So it makes sense that some people aren't like into that and also like fought against him, but he put them he pretty much wiped all those people out real
Yeah,
quick.
because at the beginning, like their perception is, oh, Gravik's fighting for us. Like he cares about us. We're gonna have our own home. We're gonna take this over. But now
Yeah.
they're seeing like his true nature, that he doesn't care about any of them. He actually told them, "You are all faceless to me," and he's just straight up murdering his own people that defy him. So now they're seeing the cracks in the
Mhm.
foundation there and trying to fight back against him.
I
Um,
thought it was interesting also because we thought that Gravik and his people were stealing these samples, but it turns out Nick Fury and some of his men went
well,
into
at,
the
at
field and
least a
stole it.
few scrolls, because he said that there
Yeah.
were some scrolls on that scene.
Yeah. So at least hopefully people that he trusted,
Hmm.
but Gravik stole a few samples and he's
Well,
been injecting
Gravik
himself
led
with
the
stuff.
charge. Like he
Yeah.
was
Yeah, he
leading
knew
that
about it.
team. Yeah,
Yeah. So he's stolen a couple. He's stolen. We saw the four that he at least has.
yeah.
So far, we've
At
only
least
seen. Yeah. So
we
far,
see
we've only seen
we've seen him use
the
three actually.
which three? I've only
Because
seen
I
the Groot
rewatched
and
the episode. In the
yeah.
bar fight, his arm turned into Call Obsidian's arm.
Did it?
Yeah,
I thought that was
it could
Groot's
have been
arm.
Groot. It was a really quick scene, but I thought it looked like his arm.
Hmm.
So I could be
Okay.
wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was more bark and like stretchy again. So I thought it was.
Well,
Well,
he did
either
use
way.
that to attack Beto. Like he attacked him. His arm grew really big, like a tree
Yeah.
trunk, like Groot. But there's one
Hmm.
scene where he kind of like turns around. You can see his arm look like Call Obsidian's arm, and then it shapeshifted back to a scroll arm.
Is that from this episode that we just
Yeah,
watched?
this episode in
Okay.
the bar
Yeah.
fight. Yeah.
I assumed it was bark, but I could watch. I'll watch it again and try to
Yeah.
look at it more clearly. But yeah, it's So we're seeing that. I don't know where the extremis comes from. Then I don't know how he must have just got that from something else because
There's
there was
there's a whole bunch of people with extremis all over the MCU apparently,
yeah.
because
I guess that's true.
there's like how many people that they experimented on in Iron Man 3,
Yeah,
and then like and just let
we've
people
seen it.
go, like some
Yeah,
people exploded, but then we also saw the one person in Shang-Chi that was
yeah.
fighting a Black Widow.
So I guess it's just more easy to come by. Because my thought was like,
Yeah,
well, how did he get that in the battle for
I would say that's the
during Endgame?
easiest
But
one that they found is probably
yeah,
that one. Yeah.
yeah. It's I don't know. I did find it interesting that she said when she was talking about the samples, she used the word, Gaia used the word floral colossus too.
Yeah, for Groot.
Yeah, because I was
That's
saying, I
his
was like,
creature.
it's weird for them to call him Groot and not label it Flora
Well,
Colossus.
they
And then,
specifically got Groot.
right, yeah. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. But I was hoping they were going to hear the word Floral Colossus in it. And then I think you mentioned that, like, well, not they might not know what the species actual
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
is, but
Well, I guess
it's
they do.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
I
was
think
confirmed
in
as well.
I think in the comics, there's not a lot of people aware of who it's been a long time since I read it, but I think like not a lot of people are aware of who Groot like what kind of creature Groot is.
Right.
And there's that one point, I can't remember if this was a lie or not. At one point, he was um, acting as a royalty of his species in like a
Yeah.
council kind of situation. It might have been in the comic that I lent you. I can't remember.
Hmm.
But they might have been like faking that to like try to um to try to convince people he's royalty.
I
Um,
was. I'm sorry. Go continue. I gotta
no, no,
finish my thought.
I'm done. Yeah.
I was. Oh man, I already lost mine. I
Oh,
forgot what
I'm
I was gonna
so
say.
sorry.
No, I was like, oh, I gotta say it before I get whatever. But I was afraid to cut you off. I'll come back to it. But
Okay.
what was your? I don't know. So do you think Rhodes has been a scroll this whole time, or do you think he's like locked somewhere and someone's just taking over him?
I think he's held captive somewhere.
That's yeah. Like I'm assuming he's in that. We're gonna find him like maybe the episode that came out today that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Maybe they got that. He's in that
Yeah,
machine and
I would
they're
think so.
using his
Yeah.
memories because it just seems weird for he's just acting way different than normal Rhodes.
Can't
So
be in Russia, right? They got to be holding him somewhere else. There's no way like all those different people all over the world that they're taking captive are all in that one scroll area in Russia.
that's true. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they do have him somewhere else.
I mean, they
I don't know.
captured. Well, I mean, I'm assuming anyway. They captured Everett Ross in the U.S.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Um, we know the scroll's name. Who's taking the form of Rhodey now. Her name is Rava.
Right, Rabba. Yeah.
Um, I'm not even gonna pretend to know what any names mean from the comics. So,
Yeah. I
uh,
do like this new chick in the show who's like the badass chick who's just like shooting
Sonia.
people. And, is that her name? I don't know.
Yeah,
The chick who just knows everybody's a scroll when they're not, and then
yeah,
she's like, "Let's see his true color, shall we?" And she
yeah.
just like shoots people in the arm or leg or whatever. She's my favorite so far.
Yes, yeah.
She's like
She's a
I
cool
don't
new
know.
character. I like
Yeah.
her too. Where her intro scene in this episode, um, she walked into that room and like learned that guy is a scroll and like shot him to get the answers of where doctors the man, didn't I not write down the names? Oh, his name is Director Weatherby. Is who she shot. So the actor who played Doctor or Director Weatherby, this is his third time that I'm aware of in the MCU.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he first appeared in the MCU as Thor's grandfather, Gore. No, not Gore.
Yeah.
Gore. What? Gore, I think his name is. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's Odin's father.
Okay.
So he's the one who got the ether. And he's like, bury it where nobody will find it. And
Right.
then he appeared again in Daredevil season 2 as one of the Irish guys, one of the Irish gangsters that Punisher kills. And now he's back
Okay.
again as a Skrull. Um,
Um.
I like that tense scene between Fury and Rava, what in the where he was trying to protect the president.
Okay. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
like close up scene with the gun to his head.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene.
Um. Yes. I like. What was the one I like? I my favorite part of this episode was that we saw that Nick Fury has tombstones of himself all over the
Yeah.
world, and then he hides stuff there, and that was pretty cool. And in this one, we learned that he had the harvest, which was one vial,
Hmm.
and I'm wondering if that one vial contains, like whose
I
blood
think he said it
specifically is that?
contains like. Didn't he say it contains everything?
Just all in one. That seems weird to just
Yeah.
contaminate everybody's blood in one vial. But maybe
Well,
that's
maybe
like the
it's
big
like,
one. Like if you need
yeah,
to add everybody's power at once.
yeah. I don't
Um.
know.
So that it was cool though when he went into like the little I forget what do you call that at the graveyard. It's like the little I don't know. He scanned his eye and then he had like his extra coat, his extra gun,
But
extra
most
eye
importantly,
patch.
yeah, the eye patch.
Yeah, he had the eye patch. He had all kinds of stuff. So he had this whole Nick Fury look back.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I like that he's like, I got these everywhere, baby. Like he was just like, he has all these just dead tombstones of Nick Fury everywhere, and I like the whole part of that. It that does show why he's not asking anybody to come and help out as well,
Yeah.
because I think he might be regretting taking blood samples of everybody.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a good point. I never
So
thought of that.
not everybody knows that he
Mm-hmm.
took that, so it might be weird if you're like, "Hey, Fury, you need some
Yeah.
help with this?" You're like, "No, no, 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 no. It's just you guys stay back. I got
Because,
this. I got a
yeah,
good boy."
you can
And you got
imagine. Well, I mean, like, Captain America's not around anymore, but you imagine, like, he'd not be happy about that. But also the Hulk, like, he try to takes as much precautions as possible not to have his blood or anything.
yeah,
Um,
Carol Danvers, who's your friend, probably isn't
mhm,
going to be happy that you kept some.
yeah.
I feel like you're not going to get anything from Tony Stark's blood, right? Like he
No.
doesn't have any powers, so unless you like took
Mhm.
samples of his
Uh,
brain, I don't know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I don't think you would really gain anything from Tony Stark's
yeah.
blood.
I wonder if Asgardians, like, if you can just Asgardians, I feel like are just built like they're just like it's like in their being. I don't really
Mm,
know if that's just in their blood. Like, I don't really know if you just can get powers
yeah.
from Thor or stuff just from mixing blood. But yeah, I don't think Carol Danvers would be happy. Neither would Steve Rogers or like Bucky Barnes or anybody like that or any other aliens because he probably took stuff from. I mean, most of the all of Thanos's people turned to
Okay.
dust. So I guess they're I don't know. Would the blood still be like? Could you still get blood samples off of rocks
I would
or something? Or
imagine their blood would still be in the battlefield, yeah.
yeah. So maybe there might be some
Some aliens.
alien stuff there,
Yeah.
but either way, I can see why he's not asking for help now. Which I was like, oh my god, I was so done with this. Like, why is nobody ever ask for help? But
Yeah.
he's like, this is kind of my fault. So
Yeah, the
at least I'm
excuse,
gonna-
I mean, it was a nice scene and it was a nice delivery and everything. It didn't make sense to me. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just like they didn't even need to ask that question again. They already asked it once in the show, and it's just like it's just a repeated, well, this is a TV show, so we can't call everybody. Like that's essentially what they're saying.
That's basically what it is. This one, I was like, okay, I get that reason a little bit because
Yeah.
Nick Fury. It's asking why Nick Fury, why he came down. He's like, well, this was my mistake, and I have to clean it up. And
Yeah.
also, it was sort of like hinted at, like, am I? What I got from it was kind of like, my friend's not my, why not like me that I took all their blood. So
Yeah. The question I have here is how did Gaia get Talos's body in the van?
yeah, I don't. I just more Nick Fury and probably Skrull work, just
Yeah, I don't get.
shifting bodies around to get. I don't know. Nick Fury seems to be able to get whatever he needs that's convenient for the plot.
Yeah,
So.
because he left his body in the battle and
Mhm.
like drove away, and then Gaia suddenly has it in his van.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the
So
hell?
I
Uh,
don't know.
there are some there. Like I said, there was a scene in the promotional material where Gaia's leaning over her father's dead body in that battlefield, and we haven't seen that yet. I thought we were getting that this episode, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking something else important happened in that scene that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
And now here's my crazy theory. I don't know about your theories about what's going to happen for the final episode here.
Yeah.
But my crazy theory is Talos is alive. So this shows that scene. Somehow she does her scroll magic and then he's alive. And then he's going to come back at some point in this episode and like plot twist, he was hiding as a filing cabinet the whole time and he appears right when he's needed because in the movie in the Captain Marvel movie they're asking can you hide yourself as a filing cabinet and he's like why would I hide myself as a filing cabinet? So I think it's going to all come back around.
Oh, in the Captain Marvel movie, they say that.
Yeah.
I forgot. I
Like
forgot.
you can
I gotta
disguise
watch
yourself
it.
as anything. He's like, you can be like a filing cabinet? He's like, why would I do that?
Yeah. Yeah. I do remember that now. I feel like that's a scene we might see in the new episode, but it might have just been something they did for the trailer, just as a,
Yeah, like
I
a
don't know,
deleted
maybe
scene.
yeah, might have been deleted scene, or maybe we'll see it in this one, but it might be a flashback. Maybe
Yeah.
after all the Marines kind of clear out, maybe Gaia was one of the Marines, and then she is tasked with, bringing his body somewhere, and then she just
Yeah.
steals the body. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. It's so easy to just be like, "Oh, I was the scroll that was that person," because it's convenient
Mm,
for this. It's so easy to just say that
yeah.
you were camouflaged as somebody.
When any character can be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we find out what happens to Rhodes in this one though, because we got
Yeah.
Armor Wars. Like, when's Armor Wars?
I don't think it's for a while, but yeah, it's following this show for sure. So whatever
Yeah.
happens after this, we're gonna get Armor Wars. So yeah, I'm expecting the actual Rhodey to show up.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope they free him and he just blasts the crap out of
yeah.
what's his name at this point?
Uh, what? Who? Gravik?
Gravik, yeah.
Yeah.
Just bomb him. Rip him apart.
A character I'm expecting to see is Sharon Carter because
Mhm.
I've been suspecting this entire time ever since Falcon and Winter Soldier, but haven't I've been a little bit tight-lipped about it around you guys so I don't spoil things. I'm expecting that she's a Skrull. So I'm expecting her to show up in this series. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. So I think maybe in the finale, because I'm pretty sure, like just with the way things are going, I feel like she's going to be part of Armor Wars as well. And I feel like it just sets her up per character. She's acting different. She disappeared. She's trying to get she was trying to get super soldier serum, and then she couldn't get that, so she got the government's trust and access to all these weapons and armor and everything. I would assume they have because the plot
Yeah.
of Armor Wars, or like the synopsis that Marvel gave, was that Rhodey's trying to um fight basically Tony Stark's worst nightmare, that his enemies got hold of his weapons technology.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe the government has that, and Sharon Carter's part of the government now, and she made that shifty phone call where she's like, "We have access to everything now."
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe she's a Skrull as well, and whatever happens here is also going to follow up in Armor Wars as well.
Yeah. There's so many things that are just now like all up in the air that like just go on pause for until they're like needed to be brought up again. Because I'm
Yeah,
like, man, like Tony Stark just has like all these suits, the satellite full of drones and stuff. Like, what are all these
that he gave to
like?
Peter Parker, but also damage control.
Yeah. So I don't know who has that like control all that now. Like
Yeah.
maybe Pepper Potts. Maybe she's shutting things down or try to keep a lock on it. But
Hmm.
you'd think, I don't know. It just seems weird for everything to like people to steal Tony Stark's work now. You think like Pepper Potts and like all the friends that Tony would have would all like be able to like contain it or just destroy it. Like, if no one's gonna use it, then why keep it now? So I don't know. Just a lot of like
Yeah, a lot
just a
of
lot of
unknowns.
cleanup now after Endgame. You kind of just have to like, I feel like the TV shows for Disney are kind of like the TVA. They just have to go and like clean up all the branches,
Yeah,
and they're like, let's just make this quick show and we'll clean it up, and we'll make another quick show and we'll clean it up, and then they just end, and they're like,
yeah.
okay, we got the conclusions to all these branches. So like that's all it is.
There's one other major question here. Who is Nick Fury calling at the end of the episode?
Oh, I actually don't. I actually cannot remember how it ended.
He walked
When
out
was
of
the
the
last time?
graveyard, took out his phone, and he's like, "Hey, let's." I forget what he said,
Oh,
but he's like, let's start, or let's do this or whatever."
I actually didn't even see him calling. I was too busy looking at his cool look. I was like, look at his. I was looking at his cloak and everything he's got on. I was like, man, we got the Nick Fury. You got like
Who else does he
classic
know?
comic book Nick Fury. I don't know who else could come back unless we're gonna see.
Captain Marvel, right?
I was gonna say unless he's calling Captain
Or
Marvel and
Monica?
maybe Monica. But do you think Nick Fury's gonna be in the Marvels at all?
Yeah, he is. He's in the trailer.
He's in the trailer. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. He's in
Yeah,
that thing where he's talking to Monica, but they're on the spaceship at that point, right?
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably gonna be one of the two. It's probably you're probably right. It could be Monica or uh her.
Or plot twist. Um, Talos's wife wasn't actually dead at all. We didn't see her
That is,
die.
yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know. I'm interested to watch this last one to see all the any extra powers that Gravik might have, or I just hope they wrap it up though. Like, I don't want like it to end uh like on a cliffhanger and maybe
Yeah,
like Gravik's in the wind. I'm like, really? I gotta wait for another dude who I don't
yeah,
really care about that much in the wind. I was like, to me, he's not really that cool of a villain. Like, I'm kind of
yeah.
like, I kind of wanted something more for the Super Scroll. Like, I don't really care for him.
Like what else? What else would you have wanted from a Super Scroll?
I don't know. I think I want to see one. I want to see one like
Like
not in
full
human
blown
form.
power?
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
want to see like Abomination looking scroll,
Hmm.
but like with all kinds of powers. But I feel like that's like more of like a movie. Like that's gonna be like the like when Justice League fights Abomination or
Right.
what? No, Doomsday. Doomsday.
Doomsday. Yeah.
Doomsday. I feel like it's more like that. But unless we can have like Rhodey just come and bomb the crap out of him in the next episode, then I'd be cool with
Oh,
that too.
I'm just looking at the initial trailer for the show that's been looping in the background with this visual context rectangle,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping I'm actually gonna get rid of this here. There's definitely spoilers in there, unless it's the same situation where it's all deleted scenes and stuff. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I just saw a crazy scene, and hopefully it wasn't spoiled for you, because uh we we darken the video so it's not
Hmm.
very clear. Um, so yeah, yeah. Let me stop playing it. I don't want to get more spoils.
Oh, it's the
Just
trailer. It's the
yeah,
spoiler
it's
podcast. It's
just
probably
the crazy stuff that we definitely have not seen yet. So they definitely put some. They either put deleted, like cut stuff that they are not intending on showing, or a lot of last episode stuff in the trailer, which is weird. But yeah, so now that I have context of the past 5 episodes watching the trailer back, um, it looks like there's some crazy stuff that's still about to happen in the show. But what do you think's gonna happen in the final episode?
I'm assuming World War III is not going to happen. So
Yeah,
so
it's
I,
safe bet. Safe.
it's a safe bet, I think. And I really hope they destroy that machine. I don't want them to
Give
like
powers to anybody else.
yeah, like not like I just don't like. It's just be weird if I see scrolls going
Yeah.
around and they're blasting in like I don't know, flying through ships like Carol Danvers.
You
I'm like, really?
you
That's
don't
too
want
much. I
to
think.
you don't want a super scroll part of the Avengers?
If it's that girl, like if what's
Gaia?
her name? Yeah, if it's Gaia and like she's like one of the last ones that kind of has like a lot of powers and she's um I don't know, she maybe injects herself with a couple more things that we don't know about, or maybe one more in this next episode
Hmm.
somehow. But then this machine is destroyed. I'll be all right with that. But I kind of just hope it's like something's wrapped up nice. Like I just there's too many shows, and I don't know. I don't know how people have time to watch every show. Like if it's only this one's only 6 episodes, so that's
Yeah.
fine. But I just don't have a time
I
to
do
figure
like
out when.
I do like the Disney Plus series for Marvel shows because they're 6 episodes.
Yeah,
Like this is a
yeah,
great standalone single story. We don't need any more. It fleshes out the character more than a cameo in a movie does.
right.
And it's not dragged out. We don't get like a super long season with a bunch of annoying stuff we don't need. That's why I'm worried about
Yeah,
Daredevil Born Again. But
that's
that's something we have to worry about later.
That's what I see. I didn't mind it with Loki because I'm okay with Loki having a season 2, and maybe we figure out how Loki maybe either finds his way back into the future,
They needed more
or
with Loki.
yeah, or maybe we figure out how Loki ends up surviving everything. Like I don't know, we you definitely needed more, and now it branched off in the multiverse, and then with what's his name?
It was a multiverse show from the beginning though, because it's an
Yeah,
alternate timeline Loki.
yeah.
So
So that's why I'm happy like to see. Uh, I don't know. I'm happy to see Loki again because I
mm.
still like the character. So I kind of want him to have his some sort of ending still. So once you give me his ending, unless you decide to bring him back into movies, then fine. But as
So
long as we start
yeah,
getting,
I
I don't want
would
like 6 seasons of Loki. Like I don't need that. Just put him back to
yeah
the movie somehow.
I would imagine Loki and or Sylvie will be in Secret Wars.
Okay, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Um,
I still really want to see like Odin's, like Sylvie's Odin. Like I want to see full power
ooh,
Odin somehow.
yeah,
I think we talked about that before, so
that'd be
that'd
cool.
be sweet.
Um, well, Loki is in October, I think it is, or September.
Yeah,
It's coming soon. So we're gonna be definitely watching and talking about that when it happens. But I feel like now's a good time to wrap up unless there's anything else that we need to talk about in this episode.
I got nothing else for this episode. I think my last thing I was happy to see was that we kind of got, like, I was hoping it was just going to end on a weird note between Nick Fury and his wife. So it
Mm,
was nice to see her help Gaia um, give Talos a funeral.
yeah,
Like, did they burn his body
they
though?
did. Yeah,
They did. So I
said a
don't think
prayer.
we will see. I don't think we will see Talos again. I think that was like his actual ending. I mean, I could be wrong,
It's
but
most likely. I said it's a
yeah,
crazy theory that he'll show up
yeah,
as a filing cabinet.
yeah. um, with all that, it was cool to see them with their backpacks and all their
Yeah,
cool guns they
yeah.
had, and they had a
Fury's got a crazy house.
yeah. No, it was really cool. That was really nice. So I hope it's not the last time we see Nick Fury and his wife. I hope whenever they decide to wrap up Fury, I hope they end it on like give him. I hope he gets a happy ending somehow. So
Yeah. Um, what's interesting is Sonya didn't know about Rhodey being a Skrull or Priscilla, um, um, Nick Fury's wife.
yeah,
Like, so she's been like hunting and killing Skrulls this entire time, and those two are just under her radar.
yeah,
Uh, what about the president? The president's still alive.
yeah. That's why I'm wondering what his like. We're still waiting on him whether or not he's gonna nuke Russia or not, aren't we?
Yeah, but
He's not
again,
gonna.
we know he's not going to be the president for Captain America.
Yeah,
So I feel like his time is limited here.
yeah. Or he may die, or he might get.
Yeah.
If he does make the wrong decision, maybe he gets like impeached or something, or
Who's
kicked out.
We don't know who the vice president is, right? Because
I
I'm guessing it's Thaddeus Ross
know.
because that's who the president is in Captain America.
Okay. It's gonna be Harrison Ford. I mean, right?
Yeah, Harrison Ford. Yeah.
Harrison Ford. Oh God, we're gonna have
So
a red.
do you think wait, do you think maybe Nick Fury's calling Harrison Ford?
Maybe. Do you think Harrison Ford is supposed to end up being a Red Hulk though? Is that a thing?
His character in the comics, yeah.
Okay, that'd be crazy if we had Harrison Ford as a Red Hulk. Oh my God, we're gonna have a senile Hulk running around, bro. It's
He
gonna be
doesn't need to
crazy.
do anything, man. He just needs to be he just needs to be Thaddeus Ross
Yeah,
because Red Hulk is all CG.
that's true. Yeah,
And I think the less Harrison Ford has to do, I think he's happier about that. I would assume
yeah, probably.
the less physical. Like I can't imagine him being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna mocap everything," like
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how what else I have to say. I think I liked a lot of stuff that happened in this one.
Hmm.
A lot of things were cleared up or were I don't know, kind of more finalized, I guess, in this one. So that was nice. There's only like I just liked a lot of stuff that was wrapped up.
Yeah,
I kind of hope I think I just said already. I hope that machine is destroyed because I don't
yeah.
want like another thing creating all kinds of
Do
characters.
you think Nick Fury would destroy it? Like if he came, if it was up to him, do you think he would destroy it or keep it
I don't know. I
and
feel like
use
I
it?
could see both. Like on the old style Nick Fury, I would see
Yeah,
him keeping it and using it for weapons. But I feel like this one, because he let this already get out of hand and he trusted people that like realized now that he couldn't trust. I feel like he might destroy it. Like he might not want to, but he's like, I gotta stop this. So I feel
yeah.
like it might be his way of being like, this is on me to destroy this. Or I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they will nuke that area and that thing will get destroyed. So I guess we'll
It
find
is
out.
possible. That'd be weird, like the rest of the MCU stuff coming up, knowing that it takes
Yeah.
place in another world war.
Yeah. Are you gonna watch it tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
right after this. So we're wrapping up. Here's the hold on. I did the wrong scene again. There's the music playing. We're wrapping up. Next time we will talk about episode 6, the finale, and the trailer for the Marvels, and anything else that comes up, but there's probably not going to be too much stuff. I'm hoping we're going to get a trailer for Madam Web at some point, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. We're going to go watch the next episode.
See you at the finale.
Bye.